Hello, my name is Frank Abbott, and today I would like to talk to you all about global warming. So, the Earth is a very unique place for many reasons, but most of which is the ability to create, grow, and sustain life. Now, global warming has been a very contentious topic within the last few years because of its widespread impact and the many skeptics that don't believe in it. A lot of people keep their distance from global warming because they don't want to believe in it or think that their actions do not make a difference. But today I'm going to be talking and just going over why that is not true and that everyone is able to create a difference. So first off, I want to talk about how global warming has a very specific cause and it is correlated directly with human action. So the greenhouse effect is basically when heat is emitted into the atmosphere but is sent back down towards Earth and it is trapped. And this has caused an increase in temperature. The global surface temperature has increased almost 2 degrees since the 1800s, and the 5 warmest years ever have all been recorded in the last 10. So basically this can all be attributed to transportation, to industry, deforestation, electricity, and most of all agriculture. So we can see these results throughout the world in news today. You can see the wildfires in Australia and California happening. Not only that, but droughts and natural disaster have become more frequent. Wind, melting ice, and temperature disruption has all led to a lot of different tragedies across the world. This also includes food disruption. Soil has been contaminated and disrupted as a result of floods and drought. Disaster shrinks the food supply and it makes the inhabitants of forests and much else much smaller, and so wildlife is not able to survive. So you may have heard that it is hopeless and that we are already past the point of no return, but this is all but true. So there are 3 main ways that we can change what we do, and the first one is just energy consciousness. So as I said before, electricity is one of the main culprits of global warming, and if you just are to turn off your lights more often, then we can avoid the diffusion of responsibility that occurs when people think that they can do it because it won't be that much different. Another thing that is being done across the world is the change in technology. So capturing carbon dioxide before it is able to bounce back off the atmosphere and warm the earth is something that scientists have been working on. Ocean fertilization is when iron is sprinkled throughout the sea and absorbed by plankton. This allows them to photosynthesize more rapidly and absorb more carbon dioxide and obviously release oxygen as well. There's also sequestration, which is the storage of carbon dioxide. This can occur well below the Earth's surface or well underwater. And lastly is the change in transportation. So electric cars, electric trains, and just public transportation in general have all been trending upwards in order to reduce our carbon footprint. So people taking standard cars back and forth to work is not as common anymore. So it is true that the Earth's climate has changed naturally over the course of time, but the results are clear that we are very responsible for what has happened. We are definitely to blame, and some people who are cutting corners in terms of energy, using coal when wind and solar power are easily available, can be held responsible. And not only that, but the someone else's responsibility attitude has been a very big cause of global warming. People thinking that someone else will take the initiative and that they are not going to make a difference is causing that feeling to just be worldwide and no one to do anything. So in order to make change, we should follow the world's leaders and the Paris Climate Agreement, in which we are pledging to reduce and recycle our materials because there are a finite amount of resources on this earth. And so that's basically it. Thank you for listening. Do you guys have any questions?
No.
All right.
Do you have any questions?
What you're saying is that most people believe that they don't need to turn their lights off because they're not individually going to make that much of a difference.
Right. And so if millions of people are all feeling this way, then no change will be made. Just like when one person thinks that their vote wouldn't count in the general election, and then we see hundreds of millions of people who are eligible not voting, it's the same sort of diffusion of responsibility, thinking someone else will do it, so I don't have to.
Awesome.
All
Thank you very much.
Turn that off.